Good morning everyone, this is dqtattoos with another video for you. This week we're going to expand on the video we did last week about tattoo apprenticeships, and in particular we're going to talk about how to go about finding a shop or shops that you would like to pursue an apprenticeship at. So, now that you've got your portfolio all assembled and ready to go, leave it at home for a little bit. First thing you want to do is just to Google for tattoo shops around you. So try to find, if you've got 10 shops around you, try to find the best 3 to 5 shops that you can go to, and make sure that you find their most updated form of media to look at the work they've got. So if their website does not get updated very often, look to see if they have any kind of like a Facebook page, an Instagram page, just something that is updated on a regular basis so you can see their most recent works. Alright, and just check it out. Find the best 3 to 5 shops in your area. If there's only 5 shops in your area, then find the top 2 to 3. If you're in an area that only has 1 or 2 shops, then you might have to expand the area that you're looking into. And if you have to move for a good shop to get an apprenticeship at, then that is always a possibility. The town I live in, the shop that we work at, is the only one there, and I think the nearest shop is at least 30 to 45 minutes away other than ours. So there's not a lot of options in our area. If I were to start looking again for an apprenticeship today, I would look anywhere up to an hour away, or more, depending on the options available. If all the shops within an hour were not very good, then I would keep looking. Look at the bigger cities, and always remember that you might have to move. This is very similar. Your apprenticeship is a very similar thing to going to college. It's something that's going to prepare you for your career for the rest of your life. So if tattooing is the career you want, then make sure you go to a good shop to learn from. Same thing you do for college. So now that you've got your few shops picked that do good work, make sure that the work they do is varied. Okay, going to just a traditional tattoo shop that only does traditional style tattoos, it's fine to do, but you're going to be limited on what you can learn from that shop. So I would look more into going to a shop that has somebody that specializes in realism. Generally, someone that specializes in color realism can also do black and gray pretty well. If that's not the case, make sure they've got a black and gray specialist. Make sure they've got somebody that's good at traditional. Maybe someone that's good at Japanese. Make sure that you have plenty of people to learn from that are going to be able to teach you a wide range of styles, because all those styles have techniques and foundations that build upon each other. And again, if a shop that only offers traditional work is the only one in your area, then if they're putting out amazing traditional work, I say go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes just getting your foot in the door is good, but make sure that you don't get your foot in the door at a crappy shop, okay? Because we have had, in our town, we've had, let's see, 2 or 3 shops that have come and gone in the past couple of years, and they have been composed of people that did not know what they were doing at all. Would open a shop, they would do super cheap tattoos and do a very poor job of them, and they brought us a lot of cover-up and rework business, but they also screwed up a lot of people. So you do not want to get into one of those shops. It's not worth it. You're going to end up learning bad habits that, if you try to get into a good shop, that's just going to make it even harder. You basically don't want to have any experience at all tattooing when you're going to look for an apprenticeship. So do not buy a kit. Do not try this at home. Do not go to a crappy shop and try to learn from them, or try to learn from your buddy who's been doing it in his home, and oh, he had his own shop at one time, but now he just does it at home. No, sorry, wrong. If you're good enough to tattoo, you're good enough to tattoo in a shop. Okay, I don't care if your friend, oh, they keep it real clean. No one's kitchen or bedroom or any room in their house is going to be kept as clean as a booth in a tattoo shop, because that is its sole purpose. We do not We don't sit and watch TV in the booths. We don't cook food in the booths. We don't do any of that. Our booths are for tattooing and tattooing only. And we clean up after every tattoo, and every day we do a bigger cleanup to make sure it's ready for the next day, or ready for that day to come if you clean before we open. So just make sure it's a good shop. Make sure it's people that are doing quality work on a regular basis. Next, now that you found the shops that you want to go to, just start going to them. Start asking them questions. Start, don't pester them, but just show that you have some interest in tattooing and in their craft in general, and just ask them, what it's like for them. What do they enjoy doing? What do they not enjoy doing? What's the craziest tattoo they've done? A lot of these are questions we get a lot, so don't be afraid to ask. And you could say, oh yeah, I like to draw some. I was wondering maybe if I could bring some stuff by and you guys could look at it, or something like that. Just ask questions, get to know the people that you're going to want to work with, because not only do they need to be skilled, but they need to be good people. You don't want to work for an asshole for a year just to get your apprenticeship and have to go through that. Make sure that you've got people that are respectful, that show good customer service skills, because that is a huge part of the tattoo industry, is being able to work with people. Yeah, just find good down-to-earth people who like their job and who put in a good effort to get things done. Let's see, if you don't have any tattoos, start getting them. Okay, it's not very likely that you're going to find an apprenticeship without any tattoos first. And if you are getting tattooed at the shop that you're going to ask for an apprenticeship for, that's just going to build your relationship even more with them, make it even stronger. So get some tattoos. Alright, next you can start trying to help out around these shops. If you see a trash can's full, ask if they would like you to get it for them. I would avoid trying to ask to clean up anything in the actual booths, because a lot of times, if we're cleaning something, we're using very harsh chemicals for it. I use medical grade cleaning wipes that will kill pretty much anything, and you do not want to handle them without gloves. Also, I never take my trash out without gloves on, so anything like that involves gloves or extra care, I probably would not expect them to let you help them with it. But if there's a trash can in the waiting area, or if you see that maybe they've got magazines and they're all in disarray, or something looks dusty or anything like that, don't point out, hey, this looks bad, do you want me to do that for you? I would just say, is there anything around that I might be able to help you guys with? I've got some free time, stuff like that. If you're hungry and you get over there, offer to go pick up food. Say, hey, I'm going to McDonald's or wherever. You guys want anything, I can pick it up for you. Or hey, I'd like to order a pizza, what would you guys like? Things like that. Food is a very good, very easy way to make friends with people, so definitely offer food at times. So you've been getting tattooed, you've been offering to do things around the shop, you've been helping to feed the people that work there, you've been becoming good friends. Now's a good time to start bringing in your portfolio and just asking them to check it out. They'll say, hey, I've got some artwork, I was wondering if I can get an apprenticeship. No, it's still too soon in my opinion. Build that relationship more. Show that you have artwork that you've been working on. Make sure that it's your good quality work, as we talked about in the last video, and ask them if there's anything that they could critique you on, if there's anything they think that you could improve upon or you need to work on. Take that advice to heart and go home and work on it, so that the next week you can show new work and that you've been trying to improve. And do this a few times until you get to the point where they're like, no, I think that's pretty amazing, that's really impressive, where you start getting a lot of compliments. At that point, you can go ahead and start putting the word out there that you're interested in pursuing a career in tattooing. Hey, Ollie. Then you can put it out there that you'd like to try to get into a shop. And this is why it's important right here to have 4 or 5 shops, because you're going to get turned down a lot. Okay, you want to have several good options. And don't always take the first one that comes to you. Make sure that when you ask for an apprenticeship that you also ask what all is involved. Do expect it to take probably a year or so to complete, maybe even more. Expect a lot of no's. You're going to get turned down a lot before you get any yeses on that, so be persistent. Keep going around, and eventually you're going to get that apprenticeship. But just be wary that you know, if they say, oh yeah, we'll do it for $10,000, make sure that there is a contract if you end up having to pay for money, pay for your apprenticeship, and make sure that it gives the requirements of both parties involved in that contract, because a lot of them will just say, oh, well, this is what you can and can't do as the apprentice, but it won't show what is expected of your mentor. So if money is involved, definitely make sure to get that in writing so they can't just take your money and screw you over and not teach you anything. Now, if there's no contract and no money involved, then try to get an understanding for what will be involved. And that's your best case scenario, is that they're not going to make you fork over 10 grand or however much money, and they're not going to make you sign a contract. Then, you know, if someone's willing to teach you without any of that involved, it's more than likely that they're actually going to put a good amount of time and effort, because they're investing in you to eventually become a part of their team. So we'll just summarize real quick what all is left. You have got step 1, to Google for shops around you. If there are not many shops around you, expect to look further away. Expand your range of where you're looking to go to, and don't be surprised if you have to move to a bigger city to find the shop that you want. Okay, step 2, start going to 4 or 5 of these shops. Go once a week for several weeks. Start becoming friends with them, asking questions, getting to know them, getting tattooed by them. That's very important. Step 3, I think step 3, start asking to offer a hand around the shop. Pick up food for them if they need you to. Be a gopher. Go get them food, pick up food for them, go get coffee if you want to, ask if there's anything you can do around the shop to help ease their burden. And remember, through all this stuff, is to just don't be an annoyance to them. If they're super busy, come back another time. But if there's anything you can do to help, make sure that's known. Okay, step 4 is start bringing in your portfolio. Start asking for critiques. Ask what you can improve upon, and don't take any of this criticism personally. This is just related to your art. This is a business, so they want to make sure, you know, if you need to improve on something, then learn from that. Go take your artwork home, put new work into it that shows that you've worked on that. Whatever it is you need to improve on, take it back. Show them, hey, you know, I'm working on this. I'm trying. I'm doing what I can, and just really show them that you're committed to making your art better. Here's my cat's tail, Captain. It's right here in my lap. And finally, you know, after you've done all that, the 5th thing you can do is now you can start putting it out there that you're looking for an apprenticeship. And this is the part where you go to other shops too. Make sure you have a few options and start putting the word out there. Look for no's, because you're going to get a lot of them before you get a yes. And just be careful. Okay, if you have a contract, make sure that the terms for both parties involved are clearly defined, not just for you as an apprentice, what's expected of you, but what your mentor is expected to give you in return. Also, if any money is involved, there better be a contract involved that protects you just as much as it protects the shop, because you do not want to get your money taken and left with nothing in return. And remember that the ideal situation is no contract and no money is involved. Make sure that it's going to be a shop that's worth both their time for you and your time for them. So I think that about wraps it up for today's video. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I know this was a little bit long one, and I tend to ramble sometimes, but I try to keep it as short as I can. So if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or any input you'd like to give me, please leave a comment down below. If you know of any friends that you think could benefit from this video, please share it with them. And don't forget to subscribe for a weekly video. I put one out at noon Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. So next week we're going to talk about what to expect when you get your apprenticeship. And that's all for now. Hope you have a good day. Take care.